Not good. Not good. We stand here. It is November 26th. We are a day out from Thanksgiving. Just 4 days remain for the WNBA CBA deal for the 2026 season and beyond to get done, and it is not looking good. We got insider and announcer Ryan Ruocco. You bet. You bet. We got Ryan Ruocco letting it be known. This could be very, very detrimental to Caitlin Clark. The lockout is coming. This is wild, man. This is just sad. Like, we literally waited a full off season after her rookie year to watch her play. We got 13 games, and now this is craziness, man. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video as always. Let's get right into what Ryan Ruocco, you bet, had to say. Ryan Ruocco, WNBA lockout will be biggest own goal in the history of sports. Here it says, the WNBA is approaching a significant moment in league history after 2 years of incredible growth, spurred in large part thanks to the star power of Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Beckers, and a new generation of household names. We know it was just Caitlin Clark. Paige Beckers couldn't sell no tickets in Dallas, third lowest attendance. Angel Reese, one of the worst attendances. We know it was just Caitlin Clark. I'm trying to add other people's name to be nice. So here it says, the league is in a better and healthier position than ever before. Attendance is up. Ratings are up. New teams are being added via expansion, and the WNBA is in a real boom period. And then it says, however, the specter of an extended work stoppage because of serious disagreements over revenue splits threatened to upend much of the progress the WNBA has made in recent years. And given what has happened publicly between Nafisa Collier and Kathy Engelbert and just how far apart the two sides seem, and optimism is not running high. Here it says, ESPN's Ryan Ruocco, who has been the voice of the WNBA Finals for the network, plainly laid out the stakes for the league and its players. Here he was quoted as saying, it would be the greatest own goal in the history of sports, Ruocco told Austin Karp of Sports Business Journal about a prolonged impasse. A work stoppage will be detrimental to everything they've been growing, and I do think that regardless of whatever posturing is happening publicly, regardless of whatever negotiating is happening, I do think they have really smart people on both sides who both recognize that this is a moment where momentum needs to continue, not be stopped. I think this would be a terrible, terrible thing if this lockout actually happens. I think this would be terrible. And it already looks crazy because everybody's calling out a conflict of interest between people, board members who have equity in competitor leagues like Project B and Unrivaled. You got the WNBPA president, Nneka Ogwumike, making millions of dollars in Project B. It's a lot of conflict of interest. I'm not knocking anybody for getting their money, but y'all shouldn't be the ones negotiating in good faith for everybody else when y'all have equity in competitor leagues. That's just what it is. Here it says, Ruocco's broadcast partner as ESPN's lead WNBA announce team sounded a bit more optimistic on the labor negotiations, saying, I'm really confident that both sides are going to find common ground because there's so much at stake now where there hasn't been as much at stake in past years just because the level of interest was not where it is now. You're welcome. Thank Caitlin Clark. She'll tell you you're welcome. There's simply too much at stake for the WNBA to suffer from a work stoppage. Not only is a fan sentiment largely on the side of the players earning much more competitive salaries, but they also have Unrivaled and the new Project B as alternatives in case a stoppage has severe impact on the league. So, I mean, this could be so damaging for the league, and I just think that they have to come to some sort of agreement. The days are waning. And we see these players these players, they're not waiting around. They're not waiting around on the WNBA at this point. We just saw Sophie Cunningham sign with Project B, y'all. We saw Sophie Cunningham sign with Project B. We see Kelsey Mitchell with Project B. Now, granted, as of right now, Project B does not affect the WNBA season. It's over before the WNBA training camp and all of that stuff. As of right now, Unrivaled looks cooked. And that is what is, I think Nafisa Colley and Breanna Stewart have been blindsided. I think they had no idea that this Project B thing was about to happen the way it's happening, and that it was going to happen during their slot. During that, they're from January. It's an 8-week season or whatever. Listen, Project B is going on during the Unrivaled slot. Project B actually starts before Unrivaled slot. And people are making way more than they're making at Unrivaled. I think this destroys Unrivaled to start. Unrivaled could be cooked, but ultimately, if the WNBA can't get an agreement done and they lose all the momentum that Caitlin Clark brought to this league, it would be a travesty for that to happen. Let's be clear. All of these arenas, other teams start selling out once Caitlin Clark came. Not only was all her home games selling out, all her away games were selling out as well. And other games that did not include her here and there started to sell out because she brought up the interest in not just the Indiana Fever, in the entire league. So I think this would be beyond detrimental to the WNBA. As of right now, I think Project B is really, really putting a stain on Unrivaled. Unrivaled felt like they had cracked the Da Vinci Code. They felt like they had, the sauce. And hey, we're paying nearly $250,000 to everybody, and you're getting equity. Now, the WNBA minimum would be, with that new CBA offer, would be double what Unrivaled is paying. Or I think the minimum would be, the minimum would be Unrivaled's maximum. And not only that, the maximum getting up to close to $1 million. Then Unrivaled, then Project B comes and they're giving out equity plus millions of dollars. Unrivaled can't compete with that. And at the end of the day, Unrivaled is 3-on-3, and it's but so much interest you can get people into watching 3-on-3 nonstop. And that's just genuinely what I believe. I want you guys to get down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about what Ryan Ruocco had to say about this potential work stoppage that is coming. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. This is Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the channel.